Hello. Hi, everybody, and welcome. My name is Carrie Paglarini. I am a certified holistic health coach. I help women kick their sugar addiction so they can lose weight and feel great without sacrificing delicious meals. Today, I am here with Lindsie from I Love Kickboxing in Largo. Lindsie also has a nursing background, and we wanted to do a series of videos talking about the struggles that we see from the diet end and the physical, the workout end. So welcome, Lindsie. Tell us a little bit more about your background.
Thank you. So yes, my name is Lindsie. I am one of the owners of I Love Kickboxing in Largo. We are a cardio fitness kickboxing boutique studio in Largo, Florida. And my background is in nursing. So I was a ER nurse in my previous life. Did that for about 12 years before I decided to take a big leap because I didn't feel like I was helping people like I was when I first got into nursing. And now I feel like I'm helping people a lot more through fitness and nutrition and just the holistic side of things. So yeah, so thank you.
Yay. We're happy to have you on this side. On the holistic side. So we wanted to chat a little bit about weight loss, what's on the scale versus how you're feeling, because how you're feeling is way more important. So I think I think women do this, men do this too, but I think so often we focus on what the scale shows and like we become fixated on that, which doesn't really show the whole puzzle. The whole picture just doesn't, there's many pieces to the puzzle is what I wanted to say. So it's really kind of why we wanted to talk about this from both sides, because we both see it with our clients. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about is I think you need to know where you're starting from. And that's why I think before measurements and pictures are really, really powerful. And I'm sure you guys do this at the studio too, right?
We do we have a 6-week challenge that we run. And so we definitely do it for that. We always encourage people to do it, anyways. But yeah, I mean, it's so powerful, even if they don't get the whole measurements and stuff before, but even when they go back and look at a picture, we actually just hired a coach that has her own success story. And so part of our introduction, to everybody, like announcing she was our new coach, is she put out her before picture. And yeah, and then to now, I mean, it's amazing now. But yeah, like definitely would always recommend, especially the measurements along with it too, for sure.
Yeah. And so try to take, I know they're scary, the before and after pictures, right? But try to do the before. I tell people do a front and then a side with like in your workout clothes, like form-fitting clothes. And then try to, in a couple months, do it in the same outfit. Like if your clothes don't fit. Because I think that's it. Just, I don't know, you can just tell like a huge difference. So I usually, and again, if people don't want to do their measurements, that's fine. Your waist, hips, chest, and biceps, I feel like that's where you can tell like a huge difference. But I don't want the measurements and the pictures to take over the scale, right? So like, you don't want to be weighing yourself every day, but please don't be like measuring yourself every week. I'd say like once a month, even if that, so you can give yourself some time and you can really see the progress.
Yeah, I always relate that back to when I was a nurse and we used to have people check their blood pressures like every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what happened to the blood pressure, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're checking it that frequently, you're not going to see the big changes. So yeah, definitely. We have a fancy InBody scale in our studio, but we tell everybody like every 6 weeks or so is a great way, because you should, if you're really sticking with it, like they should start seeing results during those periods.
Awesome. Cool. So another thing is goals. I think writing down your goals that don't include pounds. So I think, again, so often like we start something and we're like, oh, I want to lose, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Well, okay, that's fine. But I think to me, like what keeps you motivated is those other goals. Like, why do you want to do this program? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to have more energy? Do you want your clothes to fit better? Do you want to feel more confident? Do you want to be able to keep up with your grandkids and kids? You know, are you like, did you just turn 40 and you're like, holy moly, like I have no energy? So like really like sit there and dig deeper than pounds and see what else you can come up with. I don't know if you guys do that stuff at set some goals at the beginning of your program, and what, I don't know, have you seen anything that you're like, wow, that's like a really good goal?
Yes, we have. And on the InBody, like I mean, because it gives, muscle mass, obviously body fat, like, all that stuff. So it'll say like the person needs to lose so many pounds of, body fat mass or whatever it might be. But so yeah, a lot of times we base it off of the body fat that they need to lose more than the pounds. Yeah.
Awesome. So, I bet some of you are like, so like what if we're not measuring pounds, like how are we measuring our progress? So that's really what we wanted to talk about, is like the mindset around the progress, the process, because you can really lose inches before you lose pounds. And people ask me like, what's the difference? And Lindsie, you can probably speak to this as far as muscle mass, just the body composition is changing.
Oh yeah. Muscle weighs more than fat. Yeah. So that's what a lot of people don't realize, especially when they start with our program. It's very cardio intensive. But they're also, so we're only doing body weight exercises, but a lot of our members like haven't either done any exercise or any exercise in a long time. So they're really starting to build that muscle back up that hasn't been used in a while, and replacing it with fat, which weighs more. And I can't count the number of times where I'll check in with people and they're literally, their first sentence to me is, but the scale isn't moving.
Yep.
It's going great, but the scale isn't moving. And so then my next question is always, how do you feel? How do your clothes fit? Because more than likely they feel great, their clothes are falling off of them, but they're so focused on that scale.
Yeah. And I think that's, like how do your clothes fit? Like, are they feeling different because you're becoming more toned, like you're changing your body composition? You're going to feel stronger. Like that's how when I'm working out, like how am I feeling stronger? And muscle dictates metabolism. So yes, it weighs more, but your metabolism is also speeding up because you're building muscle. Yeah. And I've seen it so many times. But yeah, really, how do your clothes fit? That's what you got to focus on.
Or even like us, like we've had people like that couldn't do a burpee, and so their big thing was, now they can not only do a burpee, but they have to hold their pants up while they're doing it because, because they've lost. But at the same time, they say, but the scale isn't moving.
Yeah. And like, please take a picture in those pants. Like, please. So we can all be like, yeah. That's craziness. So I think that brings us to like really another good topic, is celebrating your wins. Like, what is going good? Like for me, I'm like, I'm feeling stronger. Like that's, as a society, we always focus on the negative. So we're like, oh my God, but no pounds, but my pants are falling off, but I can do 10 burpees, but I can keep up with my 7-year-old while I'm running around. So I think, when you do have those deeper goals, if you can revisit those when you're stuck on pounds or whatever, and see like, have you made those other goals that aren't pound related? When you're starting to work out and eat right. That's why writing it down is important, so that you can go back and visit it. And then you'll be more in tune with your body.
For sure. I was going to say, the short and the long term, like, take it day by day, week at a time, but then also celebrate, months from now, like, what goal did you meet? So making that commitment and celebrating those small successes along the way, I think, is the way to do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then retaking your pictures and your measurements and all that. Say, even if it's like 6 months out, you don't do all of that. because like getting, if you've been eating terribly and then you're starting to get on a plan, like that takes time too. I mean, and if you're eating here and you want to get here, like this is a huge process. It's taken me years to kind of figure that stuff out. So I think if we give ourselves a little bit of a break too, but then celebrate what is going well. And, in 6 months, in a year, because that's another thing too. Like, are you working out hardcore for like 4 months, lose a bunch of weight, and then you slip back into old habits, and a year later you're like, not exactly where I want to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it has to be a lifestyle. But everybody has some setbacks along the way, or there's always holidays and birthdays and all that stuff, so you want to enjoy yourself too. So like that's okay to do that stuff, but you just have to kind of get back on track and commit to making some changes along the way.
That's a really good point, because it really isn't linear. And like I don't want to not have a girls' night because I'm afraid to have a glass of wine. Like you need to figure out how that fits into your program, or you can just get right back on track the next day without beating ourselves up.
Yes, exactly.
Because we do that too.
Yes.
Awesome. So I hope you guys got something out of that. It's just, we see this so often. We're like, we just need to address this one thing, because that's what people focus on the most. Yeah. So awesome. So I'm going to put our information in the comments. And like I said, we are doing a series. So if there's anything like fitness, lifestyle, wellness that you want us to talk about, like please put it in the comments and let us know, because we would be happy to address that. And also feel free to reach out to each one of us individually. And if you are in Florida, in the Largo area, you have got to go to kickboxing. It's so fun.
Yes, it is. It is fun. You're getting your butt kicked, but you have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then when you leave, talk about like celebrating your wins. You're like, I just made it through that class, guys. Look at me.
Yes, but lots of support in the classes. So that makes it even
more fun too. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys, and keep an eye out for our next video.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.